What will the car of the future look like? What does the industry have in store for us? To find out, we headed for one of the most important automotive events of the year, the 80th International Geneva Motor Show. It's time to blaze new trails. The days when quality was measured in terms of muscle under the hood are over. Design now plays a more important role, with branding characteristics in the foreground, like the trademark single-frame grille, a visual cue that lets you know you're looking at an Audi. Another clear trend, subtle design alterations to large models are making them sleeker and a lot more compact. In an age of environmental concerns, shapes are more flowing and organic. Even many SUVs are now being equipped with low-consumption, fuel-saving engines. The ultimate goal is zero emissions. More and more electric cars are hitting the market, another sign of changing attitudes in today's automobile industry. Environmentally friendly vehicles are setting new standards. The key to success? Reduce consumption and improve performance. But building a green car begins long before it actually hits the road. Thomas Bauch from French carmaker Peugeot says that a major effort is being made to make not only the car that comes out of the factory more environmentally friendly, but also the production processes involved. In all of the cars here, a certain percentage of the materials have been recycled, in general around 20%, but around 80% of the materials that go into a car are recyclable. And in addition, he says, you can employ production techniques aimed at lowering toxic emissions in air or water. Some global manufacturers are now also working to meet regional needs. Japanese car maker Toyota produces its cars where demand is strong, avoiding long shipping times and costs. Dirk Breuer says the firm has production facilities in the Czech Republic, France, and Poland, and it builds the Auris in Britain. Around 80% of the cars sold in Europe were built here, he says, especially those with European components. By the way, a hybrid version of the Auris is slated to hit the market soon. GM subsidiary Chevrolet is also betting on a growing market for green automobiles. Its innovative Volt is 100% electric. The power is provided by a powerful set of batteries. Giardina Corsini says that the Volt will start rolling off the production lines at the end of this year, and that it will be available in Europe by the end of 2011. The car also has an internal combustion motor, but it's just there to charge the batteries. Energy-saving measures for environmentally friendly driving are not limited to everyday vehicles designed to get you from point A to point B. The 918 prototype from sports car specialist Porsche also shows that racing and concern for the environment are not mutually exclusive. With the sporty two-seater, Porsche seems to have blown past the competition once again, raising the bar in yet another category. Wolfgang Durheimer says that the car was faster than any other Porsche to date on the northern loop of the Nürburgring. It completed the circuit in under 7 minutes and 30 seconds, but that's just one side of the coin, he says. The other was its absolutely sensational consumption data. It burned just 3 liters per 100 kilometers driven, emitting just 70 grams of CO2 per kilometer. People often ask me, he says, whether sports cars have a future, and this car answers that question. They obviously have a future. And in that future, being able to power around in a high-performance car will not clash with concepts of sustainability or playing in the top league in terms of consumption. For everyday traffic situations, on the other hand, Mercedes is pushing its F800. When launched, the concept car will be available with either a gasoline-driven engine or a fuel cell drive. Carmaker plans for the future show that, thanks to cutting-edge technology, mobility, and environmental friendliness, can go hand in hand. The updated version of the Volvo C70 Coupe convertible has become an even more elegant sight to behold. The nose now looks bolder. The short overhang at the front and the prolonged rear combined with a long wheelbase give the car a classic, sporty form. The design and manufacture of the Volvo C70 is the result of a joint venture with renowned Italian company Pininfarina, which has a record of creating extraordinary body forms for Alfa Romeo and Ferrari. A new Spectre is soon to be haunting the streets, albeit a welcome one. Rolls-Royce is about to start deliveries of the new Ghost. The basic version with a 12-cylinder direct injection engine boasts some 570 horsepower. Measuring 5.40 meters in length, the Ghost will be around 50 centimeters shorter than its big brother, the Phantom. There were 150 advance orders for the Ghost last year, but with a price tag of over 250,000 euros, this is one Ghost that will remain a rare sight. The new Opel Corsa is ready to go. In 2009, it was the third best-selling car in Germany, after the VW Golf and Polo. The scrappage bonus has no doubt been a major factor behind Opel's revival. But what is it about the Corsa in particular that makes it so appealing? Opel's Carsten Knopf says the Corsa is designed to cover a very broad spectrum within the small car segment. The range includes the super-efficient EcoFlex, as well as the sporty 3-door model and the 5-door version. Add to that the Sport GSI models and the OPC, and you're looking at an extremely varied target group range. The Corsa accounts for around 30% of all Opel unit sales in Europe, and its maker is determined to work on further improvements. The Corsa has now undergone a facelift. The changes to the interior and exterior are admittedly limited. At the same time, however, the engineers were focusing their efforts elsewhere. Performing more tangible changes where the eye does not see, especially under the hood. Prospective buyers can choose between 8 gasoline and 4 diesel engines. All of them now have more torque and have also improved fuel economy. We tested the 1.4 twin-port Ecotec with 100 horsepower. It takes just 11.9 seconds for the dash to 100 kilometers an hour. The complete chassis was revamped, says Carsten Knopf, as well as the Corsa's renowned agility. Opel wanted to give customers greater ride comfort. This involved work in several areas. The steering, for example. The dampers were also modified, as were the springs, and above all, the rear axle. The result is a Corsa that really does feel even more agile. The optimized electric power steering makes a major contribution in terms of handling, and the sat-nav system is likewise driver-friendly. Compared to the previous version, the Corsa we tested has 10 horsepower more and consumes around a tenth less gasoline. The aim is to further broaden its appeal. Opel has very efficient models like the EcoFlex, where CO2 emissions have been reduced to 98 grams per kilometer, while the engine output has been boosted significantly from 75 to 95 horsepower. Given the range going up to the OPC version with the 1.6-liter turbocharged engines, says Carsten Knopf, obviously there's significant diversity in customer requirements. That said, there's one thing that everybody wants. They want to have fun at the wheel, and they want a comfortable and safe ride. These things, of course, are of varying importance to different people.
Sie wollen Fahrspaß haben und sie wollen Fahrkomfort und Sicherheit erleben, und das ist natürlich unterschiedlich gewichtet.
The approach seems to have paid off. The Corsa can cater to all tastes. Prices in Germany start at 11,300 euros for the fuel-efficient 70-horsepower EcoFlex model. The Corsa is also available as a liquefied petroleum gas version, with prices starting at just over $14,000.